Hello, I'm Chloe Reese from BeHealing.com, and this is the energy update for all signs for the full moon in Scorpio, which is on the 16th of May 2022. Well, it is here anyway. It's 11:14 a.m. here in Bangkok time in Asia, and so for some people, the full moon is going to be on the 15th, but this video is going out 11 hours before the full moon hits, so I'm doing it for this day. Now, the cards say that the full moon in Scorpio is all about breathing through the tension, so it could be a bit of a stressful one. Let's see if the guides agree with that. I have a live show 3 times a week here on YouTube. It's called Psychic Cafe. Love to see you in there. I do general channeling in there, but I also get mini reads for donations. If you're interested in coming along, then you can find the next show laying in wait on my YouTube channel by clicking on the Be Healing thing down there. You can click on set a reminder on that show. It's at 7 a.m. Bangkok time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you're interested in a private reading with me, they're available from my website, behealing.com. You can find a link for that in the description box below, and also one up there too. I get them out within 48 hours of you ordering them. So let's see what's in the energies according to the guides. Delight. Okay. Delightful energies around this full moon. And we do seem to have been having a lead up because it's a full moon eclipse, and we had that new moon in Taurus right at the end of last month, 30th of April or the 1st of May, depending on where you are on the planet. There does seem to be a big lead up between these, like a lot of shifting going on. So I think this full moon is kind of like the culmination of that rather than the let go of things right now, because full moons are about letting go, right? What needs to be left behind. But I think we've been encouraged, let's call it encouraged, shoved, maybe triggered into letting those things go in the last 2 weeks. So let me know in the comments below if that's what you've experienced, because that's what the guides are telling me. You know, if you've been doing this let go, if you've been letting go of things as you go along, if you've got really good at that, really fine-tuned, letting things go as soon as you feel the icky energy about it, and being quick at that, then you'll fare better with all of these energies. And if you've been more kind of stagnant or just kind of learning still, then it might have taken you, you might have been confronted a little bit more. However, even if we've been doing a great job at letting go of things, I do believe in the last couple of weeks we still will have had stuff come up that's just kind of flown under the radar. So let me know in the comments below if you have experienced that anyway. And let's get a cat out of the bag. 3. We've got tending the garden, so more clearing up of the environment to do. Bliss and vision. But we do have things happening now. So, and it's that happiness again, something that's going to delight you. So there still is a little bit more work to do, a little bit more clearing up to do, but it seems like really good things are happening now. So expect movement forward around this full moon. Of course, the energies can be a few days either side as well, but like I said, the lead up to this has been for a couple of weeks. It's significant because of the eclipses. We have meditate. Now, this card has been coming out so much, so we need to spend time within for sure. Make some quiet time in the still air. So, especially if things are really starting to get moving for you, be sure to take rest periods. You don't have to meditate. You can do whatever you like. You can do gardening or sports and stuff like that. Whatever, you know, whatever gives you that time to yourself, that takes your mind off everything. That's all it's calling for. So let's get some tarot out and find out, what is this full moon all about, guys? What's this full moon all about? It's about clarity, first of all. King of Swords. Now, the Kings to me as a reader are about somebody else rather than us. Queens, this is just the way that the guides work with me. It's not necessarily how everyone should read tarot, but the Queens to me are our energy. Kings, someone else's energy. So someone's got clarity. Someone else has got clarity in your life. We have the Six of Cups. So a lot about the past and looking back in the past. Maybe nostalgia, but I think it's more about remembering things in the past and how they're still affecting you now. Or just memories coming up from a long time ago that you just forgotten about completely, but it does have some kind of a relevance to what's going on in your life right now. Okay, we've got the Death card here, so there is something significantly changing in your life right now so that you can have a rebirth. This rebirth energy is really big around this time. I think we can see people, see yourself and people around you going through major changes in their life, changing the career, changing relationships, really big, big changes going on. Seven of Swords, there is some maybe self-deception or some deception going on, but let's see. With the clarifiers. Now, King of Swords, who's got clarity? What's this all about? Why are we seeing the King of Swords here? This can be a character who's very much in his head, in a very logical kind of person, not so much in the heart. Queen of Voices. Oh, there's the couple. King of Swords and the Queen of Swords together. Right, this is a match. This could be a very intelligent couple. This could be being on the same page as someone else, because it doesn't have to be like a man and a woman. It could just be, this is someone else, this is you. A lot of clarity there. So you could be aligning with someone in your mind. You both have the same ideas about something, and it's like, yes, let's do this. This could be a business thing. This could be a relationship thing. But the ideas that you have, the visions that you've got, where you're going, and the clarity that you've both got on that is, I'm going to do this thing. It's not in the one's way, though. It's not in the, I'm about to do this, I'm claiming this, but in a, I have this vision. I see it working out like this. It's that very logical kind of stuff. You're on the same page as someone here, so you're a match to someone, and it feels like this is going to be a collaboration. Maybe, a relationship, of course. A collaboration is a relationship, but maybe a romantic relationship, maybe a business relationship, or maybe some kind of a project, community project sort of thing, where you're just on the same page or something. You both got the same clarity at the same time, and it's movement forward. So that seems to be suggesting that around this eclipse, this full moon, we are getting downloads, we are getting information coming through, because if you've both got great clarity about the same thing at the same time, you can bet that your higher self gave you that. You're picking up on the same energies, just as we readers do, right? With the cards, with astrology, with tarot readings, we're all picking up on the same energies, and we're translating it in our own ways, right? What's behind this is ancient wisdom. So this has always been on the cards, apparently. Ancient wisdom. You could have been working toward this. Everything that you have done in your life from the past has geared you up to have great clarity on this vision and the way forward. But the great thing is someone's matching you on that. And so you've got an ally. You've got an ally in this. You've got someone to do it with, which is great. Now, Six of Cups. Why is the Six of Cups here? This is a lot of memories kind of thing. Nine of Materials, Four of Materials. This is single, independent energy. You winning in life, but by yourself, because you're holding your energy back from others. So you might have been through like a hermit kind of a phase of being single, holding your energy back. It doesn't have to be about romantic relationships and being single. This can be like working by yourself in your own business, working by yourself, and now you're going into a collaboration. The moon is out with that too. So there's unknown stuff. There's memories coming up from the past that have something to do with the present. It's got something to do with a phase that you've just been through when you were holding your energy back from other people, being in a more independent single mode. I don't know how long you've been doing that for. Let me know in the comments below. I know a lot of people have. And what's been going on in the world has kind of helped us to do that as well. I don't know about you, but I was already in hermit mode before all the lockdown kind of stuff started. And so even though it was extreme once it did start, it was kind of, I was already in that mode anyway, so it supported me in that. Perhaps the same for you. Is it the same time frame for you? Let me know in the comments below. But you have been holding your energy back for however long it's been, working by yourself or doing things by yourself, or just, getting back to that independent energy, realizing that your life is your own to live and you're making your own decisions, that kind of thing. Just getting that groundedness, again. That has really helped you. But now there's this unknown energy coming in. There's something new happening. It is connected with something in the past. You're getting memories coming up, perhaps around dreams. Dreams could be very lively, vivid, and pertinent, and reminding you things of the past. You could be waking up around this full moon, even if you sleep in a full moon. Do you manage to sleep in a full moon? Sometimes I really can't at all. But you might be waking up in the days around this full moon with a little bit of a disquieted kind of an energy, a little bit uneasy because of stuff that came up in dreams that reminds you of the past. It's coming up for a reason, and I think it's got something to do with this Death card that's coming up next. What's behind this? What's behind all of this past stuff coming up? It's that one. Growth. You've grown. Okay, you've grown so much from the past. And that might be why the memories are coming up from the past, is because to show you just how far you've come from there. So you could have memories of the past, maybe around an issue or something, and the way you'd handle it now is just so completely different. Like that thing couldn't possibly happen to you anymore. It could be something like that because you've grown so much. So anything that's coming up from the past at the moment is pertinent to what's going on at the moment, but it's a reminder of just how far you've come. I do feel like it's got something to do with this Death card. Something is ending so you can have a new beginning. I'm going to take all three of those. It's like they wanted it to be a choice though, because did you see the way that they were to and fro? And this one was by itself, the Knight of Emotions, which is about a love kind of an offer. And this one is Four of Inspiration and the Wheel of Fortune. Something needs to be let go of. It's significant. It could be around marriage, Four of Wands, and things getting moving there now. We've got a Knight of Emotions here. This could be the rebirth. This could be the rebirth part of it. Someone's coming in with a love offer. It's a fresh kind of an offer with a Knight there. This signifies to me that something that was very stable and solid, perhaps marriage or something like that, some kind of a commitment, is actually the wheels turning now. There's a shift happening. Change is constant, right? We can lock things in like that with contracts, but they tend to break up, don't they? Because life is all about change. We're about growth. We're not meant to be stagnant. So it feels like this is a natural progression. Something is changing within something that has been very solid here. That's what the Death is. And wherever you are in that process, I don't know if you're waiting for someone to make a change, or if it's you that's making that change so that a love offer can be had. Now, this could be an offer of romance. It often is with the Knight of Emotions, but it could also be another kind of love offer. We receive love in many ways. It can be abundance. It can be, community, family, through work. It could be an offer of a job or a business or something like that. But there is something there's movement happening. This Wheel of Fortune is saying that there's movement already happening around that. So someone's already taken action on this to give up the business or to get rid of someone out of a job so that that job's yours, something like that. There's movement already happening there. So the timeline might be different for all of you, but that's where this movement that's happening around this ending so that you can have this rebirth. That's what's going on at the moment. And I can't say whether it's you're at the Knight of Emotion stage of it now, so there's going to be a love offer, or whether the divorce or the breaking up of that business or whatever it is going through right now. But it's in the mix right now. It's in the energies. Let's put it that way. You're all going to be on different timelines because it depends. We've all got free will, right? And we all can get lazy and not take action. So sometimes we can be ahead of the energies, sometimes behind the energies. Some parts we can be right on time with these energies, and some bits, fears can come up around this stuff, and then it prevents us from taking action, and so we get delayed on it. So there's emotional release around this. So there's a lot of emotions around it, the dissolution of whatever that is. So that the emotions will be kind of causing a resistance, causing a sticky point there. So if you're like, why isn't this moving faster? It's because a lot of emotions involved. When there's emotions involved, it kind of slows the energy down. Well, it depends what kind of emotions they are, I guess. It can speed energies up, but this kind of emotion, it can slow the energies down, move a little bit more slowly anyway. So just be aware of that. Now, Seven of Swords, what is this? We've got some kind of deception going on here. Tower. Oh, okay. I think someone's trying to avoid it. Someone's trying to avoid a tower moment thing here. Things falling apart. They could be lying about it. Like, no, it hasn't fallen apart. No, someone just completely denying it. Someone, in a way, refusing to believe reality. So something's fallen apart. And there's someone, I don't know whether it's you or someone else around you, but someone is refusing to believe it. They're in complete denial about it. This is denial. So that could be affecting you at the moment because you might need someone to open up to realize this is happening, it's like a stage of grief, isn't it? I think we've got grief going on here because of this death. And I don't feel like it's a death like of somebody died. I think it's the ending of a marriage or the ending of something that's been significant. That form of inspiration is significant. It's been very solid, maybe for a long time, business or something like that. And it's ending now, but someone is in denial of that because of all of the emotions involved in it there. Stage of grief, when we go through the denial, like this isn't happening, I don't believe it. And then we go through anger, don't we? I can't remember the order of it. Been a while since I've been through grief. Home, it's around home, this thing. So someone that you were living with, someone that they were living with, some kind of a living arrangement. Someone could have lost their house and be in denial there and be like, I'm not going anywhere. I feel like the universe is getting things moving now, though, with that Wheel of Fortune there. Yeah, that's what it could be, in fact. It could be this could be someone losing their house. So this can be a house, right? It's something that's very solid. It's something that's built on foundations. Very well could be a house. Well, there's movement happening there now, but something good is coming from it. So if you're kind of losing your house, or you can't renew the lease on something like that, it could be causing a lot of emotions. But there's something better. If you accept that is happening, there's something better coming along. That's just for some of you. This energy is going to apply wherever you've got this stickiness in your life. There's movement forward. This is a push, just as I was hearing from my guys the last couple of weeks. In the last couple of weeks and around this full moon, there's a letting go to do, and you're going to get shoved into it if you don't do it. But you're going to be triggered into it first, and all of this stuff is going to happen to try and get you to move on, because there's good things coming. Now, what about our love lives? What's going on in our love lives around this full moon? Power. You instinctively know what's right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. So this is saying, with regards to relationships, and probably the rest of it as well, we know what it is that we want. We know what it is that we're going to do. We might delay things with a bit of resistance, but we know what we're going to do. And so it might be time to kind of bite the bullet and go for it. If your relationships are changing at the moment, if it's time to get out of a relationship and into a new one, it's might be time to get moving there. But as I said, the universe is going to do it for us. We've got to do it ourselves, right? We've got to make those moves, and we can slow that down by caving into the fears and stuff like that. And so, time to take your power. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. This is just reminding me, I live here in Thailand now, but the reason, it was a weird way that I got here. The way that I got here was I was living in Australia, Australian resident as well as citizen, as well as English. And I had a fun job. I was running this business, and I had a fun job on a yacht as well. And it was coming to high season, living in a resort, as I do. And it was coming into high season, and that particular town in high season, the locals couldn't live in the resorts. You had to find something else because they wanted the daily rate instead of the locals rate, for the rooms. I had to move out, but I couldn't find anywhere to live. There was seriously nothing. There was nothing available at all. And it got closer and closer and closer to the time that I had to move out. And within a few days, I had to go to my boss at the yacht and say, I've got to make a different decision now, because I seriously can't find anywhere to live. And so I'm going to have to get away and make a new decision. It's like, well, fair enough. There's nothing you can do about that. And so I decided to come traveling instead. And that was 6 years ago. And I'm still here now, and I love it. And you see, the reason I'm telling that story is it seems so wrong at the time. It's like, but things always work out for me. What's going on? I don't get it. Well, I was being moved on, and I couldn't see the bigger picture from my placement there. And even in the first year, I couldn't see the bigger picture. But when I got to this island, I'm like, this is it. This is the place I've been looking for. This is home. And here I still am. And so you can't necessarily see it. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. And that's definitely what I'm picking up on these energies at the moment around this full moon, is that we're either coerced, we're triggered into it, we're towered into it, it's thrown in our face, we're forced into it by the universe. But it is going to get us moving. It is going to get us moving because we have these new starts. We have significant change coming up in our life, and it's very positive. Now, for some of you, it's around relationships as well. Believe in your good luck. There you go. Even if it appears on the surface that right now you're being unlucky, believe in your good luck, because in the long term, it's going to be lucky. I'm so glad that I went through that, because I wouldn't have moved on from there otherwise. I was having a great time. I was having a really good time. I could have continued having a great time there, but it was time to move on. I'd done that for 8 months, and it was extremely tiring too. I was doing 12-hour shifts on the yacht and running this business as well. I wasn't making this amount of videos. I couldn't, because I was working like 7 days a week. But I was having to get up at like 4:30 in the morning and to do the private readings that I'd got in, and then to be on that yacht at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'd finished at 7, and I'd eat something and I'd go straight to bed. And that was my life, and it was so much fun. But anyway, that's another thing. What about our love lives around this full moon? So yeah, I wasn't hardly going to give that up easily. Hey, it was sweet, but here's even better. Have fears. Yeah, I'm fearing. I'm scared of this movement. I don't know what's beyond this. I've been in this relationship. It's been very steady for a long time, and I don't want to give it up. Some of you are shifting relationships now, or some of you could have been single for a long time, and you could be heading into a relationship now, and there's fears around that too. Fears of rejection. And so some of you could be taking a risk on a relationship now and fearing this, of course, fear rejection, right? It's such a risk, isn't it? Love is a risk. But if you take that risk, there's going to be a lot of fun here. So we're headed toward good times in relationships. And the universe is on our side here. It really is trying to help us to move on from the things that aren't for us anymore, that were for us, but they aren't for us anymore. What else in these energies? Lots of fears coming out. So someone's feeling withdrawn. As everyone's going through these energies, we're going to take it different ways, right? It's quite confronting, these energies. And so some people will be hiding. They'll be trying to deal with whatever's going on, all of this change being thrown in the face. It escalating kind of thing. They're going to be withdrawn. You might find that those that you want to talk to, they're not responding to you. Just know that people are going through these gnarly energies. People could be defensive as well. They could be lashing out too, and it's not about you. It's about what they're going through. So remember that. Fear of commitment. This is going on all around because these major shifts, death and rebirth, we've been committed to something that maybe has been for a long time, whether you've committed to a certain business or committed to a certain person or committed to being single for a while and progressing things in your life, or whatever it is that you've been committed to. It's significantly shifting. It's like a 360, and there's going to be fear of commitment around that. So this isn't the conventional fear of commitment that we're talking about here, someone that's scared to get married or whatever. This is a fear of committing to a new direction. It's a fear of that new and locking it in. So some of you know that this option that you've got, whatever that option is for this rebirth, you know that it's going to be around for a long time. And I think it is, because the guides have been telling me that what we're setting up now, this new chapter that we're going into, it's going to be at least 30 years that it stays with us. So choose very wisely at the moment. But I think you've all been kind of set up so that you know what it is, where you're going, and it's just about being brave enough and facing up to it and not being in this denial, like this isn't happening, I want to stay where I was, can't be in that kind of an energy. Okay, what have we got? What else is in the energies today? We have, let's do this in order. Rainbow. The most difficult part of a situation is over. So there you go, you're over the worst of it now. It's just like that final leap before it gets much easier. Remember, the energies around this are delightful. This is really good. You might need to meditate, take time out, calm yourself down, clear your mind. You might be overthinking things, yeah? But what were these ones? I can't remember. Tending the garden. Yeah, there's more work to do. Bliss and vision, but you're headed toward those dreams, those visions. Dreams and visions that you've had. It's good energy. Temporary situation that you're in at the moment, this will pass, right? This is just a transition phase, and the most difficult part of it is over. a new job, career, relationship. The newness is here. Says the pin. Could be job, career for some of you. Could be a business for some of you. Could be a house for some of you, or new location. It could be a new relationship. It could be all of them together. You could have a few things going on. If you've been like making big moves in your life, could have all of them going on. Massive change. Table says there's hard work ahead. So you will, it's temporary situation. The most difficult part is over, but the work, I feel like might be getting very busy soon, and there'll be like more work to put in, less sleep to have, that kind of thing. Scissors, need to cut something out. There's disappointment in some affair. There's need to let something go. So you've still got stuff to cut out in this death process, is what this is saying. Tend that environment, sort that stuff out. So think of a yes or no answer question, because I've got a red and a green crystal in this bag. I'm going to pull one of them out very shortly. For your answer, it's just a bit of fun, because this is a general reading, of course. But if you want me to pull one of these crystals out for a question that you've got, come along to my Psychic Cafe show. 3 times a week, 7 a.m. Bangkok time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can find the next show laying in wait on my YouTube channel by clicking the Be a Healing thing down there. I can also use them in private readings as well. Book yourself in for a private reading. There's a link in the description box below, and also one up there. If you've got specific questions for your reading, if you don't want me to just channel it as I usually would, then all you need to do is, once you've booked in, click on the Contact Us page on my website. You put your questions in there. How best to deal with these energies today? Well, that's interesting, because we've got 2 cards out here, the Hermit and the Ace of Wands. Something significant, something big, something exciting is starting, says the Ace of Wands. But this Hermit energy is like having to go within and be good with it, within ourselves, just within ourselves. In other words, once you have clarity, you know how I was saying about this King of Swords and the Queen of Voices here, having that clarity and knowing your way forward now, that knowing. When you're like that and you've got that clarity, then your heart is as light as a feather, right? And this is not about it being okay, but for everyone else, or for what you've left behind and all of that. It's for this clarity in your heart being as light as a feather to move forward in this new direction now. That's what this full moon is about. It's about getting ourselves to this point, going within and getting ourselves to this point where we're good. We're good to move forward now. We're good within ourselves. So if there's any fight going on within you, maybe about letting other people down or letting something go, or how it's going to disrupt the foundations that you've had in your life, just change. You know, the fears of change and the fears of commitment and all of that. That's the stuff to deal with at the moment within yourself, so that you can head into this Ace of Wands, this exciting new start, this big, exciting new start that's going to be around, a new chapter of your life that's going to be around for a long time. Really good things happening at the moment. So that's your advice of how to deal with these energies. Go within and get ready and get your heart as light as a feather. And maybe something about letting go of the expectations of everyone else as well. You have to please yourself here. It's your heart that's got to be as light as a feather. You don't need to make sure everyone else's hearts are light as a feather. That's their responsibility. So thinking of your yes and no answer question now. Pause the video if you're not ready for the answer. The answer is no. Is the ruby. Don't do it. Now you know. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click like on this video down there. Leave a comment as well. Even if it's just to say hi and you don't want to leave any personal information, helps me with the YouTube algorithm, which isn't going so good at the moment. Click on that subscribe button along with that notification bell down there to hear more from me. I do one of these daily energy updates every single day of the year, including the full moons and the new moons and all of that. I go live 3 times a week in my Psychic Cafe show as well, and I do 3 love pick a card reads a week as well. If you're interested in those, you can check one of them out right now. You can watch it now if you like. And so thanks again for watching, and enjoy this full moon. Have the best day ever. I'll see you tomorrow.